Today, I am reacting to a video that I literally just found. So call me crazy, but it's a video. So it's by John Branca. Credit to him. And let's just get right into it, I guess. Captions, yes, because fuck you guys that don't like captions.
You've all seen this face before. Maybe in an ad, maybe in your nightmares, or maybe in my background?
Hello there.
Yeah. But
There's a lot of battle
you've all
cats.
seen this goofy ad, tongue out cat before. And it's part
Chat, I am in fact crazy. Also, I will be pausing a lot to talk to chat. Want to know why? Because it's something I do. I like talking to chat.
one of the best mobile games ever created. And that
Okay, that's very... I mean, I guess it could be factual things to statistics, but it's also a very opinionated thing. I'd say that there are better mobile games. This one just simply is played more than others. Like, just because it's played the most doesn't mean it's the best, because something doesn't have to be... The longer the game doesn't make it better. You know what I mean? So there are better mobile games, but I do really like Battle Cats. Stop lagging, bruh.
game is the Battle Cats. Battle Cats isn't just good.
Fucking excuse me? Okay, I need to close out of some tabs, I guess. Because Jesus Christ, why does my YouTube not like me?
It has perfected mobile gaming, and
I don't know
this
about
is
that.
why. All of this crazy cat lore began in 2012, back in a time where the internet was a bit different, a bit more.
Okay, so he's talking about the actual game lore, not the inside, not the lore inside the game. I gotcha.
Some might say. Panos, who was a small Japanese game developer, actually went ahead and made this silly cat game, along with a few other games that we won't talk about today.
It is a
because
very
they never
silly
had
cat
quite
game.
The success of Battle Cats. Battle Cats was honestly a revolutionary concept at the time. It really mixed everything that anyone could want in a mobile game.
Were there no... I mean, I guess it is a tower defense and a gacha, so it's like still currently one of the only ones that do this. You know, like it is still one of the few mobile games that is a tower defense and gacha. So I guess that's fair. It is unique. Never thought about that.
It was just cat-tacular. The art style of the game,
Cat-tacular.
along with its meme
Goddamn.
appeal, truly was revolutionary. It had such a silly, goofy art tone, while really mixing in a lot of different characters and fun factors into the game that really hadn't been seen on a scale of a mobile game like that before.
Why is he so low? Like, I can't tell if he's short or if he's just like his camera's just aimed so high. Like
its early years had a ton of really good.
Oh yeah, Battle Cat still updates regularly. It is one of the few games that constantly just updates. That is also really nice. It also has unique designs. It also is one of the few gacha games out there that does not require you to watch ads or to spend money. So, you know.
Strategy behind it as well. They chose a bunch of fantastic ads that were eye-catching, really appealing, and really fun, which actually got me into the game originally. And then on top of that, a little bit later, they started choosing really smart sponsorship partnerships with YouTubers. And really, you couldn't talk about this game without...
I like how Matt Shea is the one they include. You guys want to... Okay, I'm gonna go on a detour real quick. Sorry. But I do want to say, even though Matt Shea is one of the more popular ones that did it, Markiplier even did it. I think Jacksepticeye also did it. Yeah, he also did it. Like, a lot of big YouTubers actually took the sponsorship. And I think that's so funny, because almost never do you see a big YouTuber take a mobile game sponsorship.
Is Matt Shea.
Yeah, Markiplier did it. I watched that video. He was given a file. It wasn't his own file, even though like he was like trying to act like it was, but that's just because it was a sponsor, you know? So it is what it is, but like it was still so funny.
That's in the Battle Cat scene knows Matt Shea. They reached out to him for a sponsorship.
I figured Dan...
long time ago.
Sorry, I'm talking over this guy. I figured Dan TDM did it as well. I was just using two top tier examples.
Scene knows Matt Shea. They reached out to him for a sponsorship long time ago, and to this day he is still making Battle Cats videos.
He started off with Geometry Dash. I think like from this Space Cam, I think this was back in Geometry Dash days. Like he was literally doing Battle Cats, like starting Battle Cats around I think he started Battle Cats after he was doing Geometry Dash. Correct me if I'm wrong. What? Oh, thank you for the follow, Void.
long time ago, and to this day he is still making Battle Cats videos. And if that doesn't speak longevity, to have a dedicated
Is the video loud enough, by the way? Should I turn it up a little bit more? Just curious.
Sponsorship one-off video, still playing the game 8 years after he's been sponsored. That's just incredible. One more part of the actual appeal of the Battle Cats was they made different versions of the game.
Matt Shea didn't play Battle Cats as soon as it was released, though, to be fair. So that's why I'm saying I think he started Geometry Dash first and then got into Battle Cats. I do believe that's the case.
For different countries, which honestly I think really helped this game take off. You had the English version, you have a
Bro, shut your bitch ass up, bud.
Japanese version, that's where they're from. There's a Chinese version and a few others as well.
So there are a lot of different versions. So there's also a Taiwan version. I have a Taiwan version, which is actually like a global thing. Turn it up, okay. I actually have Taiwan, which is on the same Play Store as English. So that's how I started off having a second channel. So we can still hear you. Oh, fuck off. Internet fixed? Your internet or my internet? Because my internet's fixed because I closed out of everything.
We're trying to cover the globe in cats. And I would say that they very much have succeeded in doing that. Would you agree?
Huh? Cats run the world, chat. And they're little pieces of shit while they do it as well.
He doesn't talk. He's a cat.
No, really?
So what actually made the game itself so popular that people just had to come back to it and had to keep playing it? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. It's a lot of basic mechanics and just gameplay loops and simplicity that a lot of games could really take and...
It's a lot of gameplay loops that don't feel like a loop. I think that's something that not a lot of people have really paid attention to, but Battle Cats, unlike a lot of mobile games, where it's like, oh, you get so much of whatever, and so you reset to get more of whatever, and then reset again. It's not like that. You don't really reset in Battle Cats. You just keep going. So it doesn't feel like a loop, even though it kind of is, especially with starred versions of the stages. But it doesn't feel like a loop. It feels like progression. Meanwhile, a lot of other mobile games don't actually feel like you're progressing. It just feels like you're playing the same thing over and over again. So yeah, what do you think they're gonna add in the next update? Probably something new. I don't know.
Learn from. You have a tower defense game at the core. That's what the game is. It's tower defense. It's a fun tower defense game.
They also do a lot of collabs. That is true, Kitty.
But with stupid cats.
True.
Absolutely crazy cats. You have titty cat, bouncing titty physics cat. What the heck is going on, right?
Real.
You have all sorts of these plethora of cats that are just extremely fun to play with. Huh? On top of the goofiness of the units and the basic tower defense idea, the game itself is so easy to learn, but yet it's so hard to just finish and master. It is
It's really not that hard, just time consuming, because it's a long ass fucking game.
Very much comparable in that sense to a lot of other big AAA games, I would say. Something like a Rocket League or a Fortnite. A lot of people are really good at learning.
That's weird. That's weird to me because those don't technically have an end, and I guess Battle Cats doesn't really have an end either, but at least there's an end goal in Battle Cats. Meanwhile, Rocket League and Fortnite both are technically loops because you know, you play one round, you win or lose, you play another round. Battle Cats isn't the same game style at all. But I guess I can understand where you're coming from.
Those games, the basics of them, but actually getting to the next level of those games is something that's next to none impossible. And weirdly enough, the stupid cat game, it has the exact same mechanics in that sense. You start out the game, you spawn units for a price amount, and then the units take damage off the enemies, they kill the enemies, then they...
Is he still comparing them to Rocket League and Fortnite here, or is he just explaining Battle Cats? Because a lot of what he just said is not anywhere similar to those two games.
They take damage off the base, and you win the game.
Yeah, that's not what you do for Fortnite. Gotta be honest. You don't damage bases.
For something like Fortnite. It's a simple shooter game. You shoot enemies, you kill, you win the game. But at the surface, it's so basic. But once you get deeper and deeper into these games, and actually have to get better at them, that's when the real challenge starts. And
yeah. Okay, so I do agree with what he's saying, but there is one thing. You probably won't win in Fortnite if you're bad, but in Battle Cats, you are still pretty fucking likely to make progression and beat stages with being bad. So like it's kind of like you don't have to be good at Battle Cats to succeed. Meanwhile, with Fortnite, you kind of have to be good in order to succeed. So they are different in that aspect.
They've
But I do
mastered
agree.
this to a T. The game also does a really good job, again, at touching on that by not being overly bloated. A ton of mobile games, in fact, I would say about 95% of them, especially these days. We're not in the Temple Run era anymore, little Billy. We're not in that. All these games, they're bloated.
Temple Run
they
with
have
the W.
Raid Shadow Legends out there is a great example of this. It's a decent enough game at its core, but it has all of these pay-to-win aspects. It has
Raid Shadow Legends has always been overrated in my opinion. I've tried playing it before. It's just another boring story mode game. Like it's really I don't really find it fun. I've tried it before, not very long, but I did try it a little bit. But Battle Cats is kind of bloated if you look at the grand scheme of things. There is a lot to do in Battle Cats. Except it's not bloated as like it is bloated in what it has, but the reason why it doesn't feel like it's bloated is because it slowly integrates things throughout the game. It doesn't introduce everything all at the beginning. You unlock true forms and cat fruit after chapter 3, which by the time you're at that point in the game, you're probably already like kind of hooked onto the game. You don't unlock NP until into the future chapter 3. You don't unlock a lot of you don't really make usage out of a lot of like traits and like niches until later parts of the game. So you're slowly introduced to more and more throughout the game instead of it all being introduced right at the beginning, which is really good for making it feel like it's not such a bloated game.
Has all of these things that they keep adding to make the game just more bloated that doesn't really affect a lot of the core game. And that's a big problem for me when I play a game and for a lot of other people. It's very difficult to learn everything, and the Battle Cats does not do that. They go ahead.
Like I said, it's because of when they introduce everything. Like if something introduces everything right at the beginning and tries to tell you everything in a tutorial, then it's gonna feel bloated. But with the way Battle Cats did it, they slowly put everything in, and it's what it is.
They know exactly what they're going for, and they always have, and they've never changed from that. The game you played in 2012 when it released is effectively the same exact game today, just with better upgrades that make the game still relevant. Now,
That's what updates do.
Monetization.
Integrated, that's what it was.
Yeah, so this is like the one non-pay-to-win game on the App Store at this point. In fact, they basically give you free money.
Technically, it could still be considered pay to win, because people can spend money on the game and can benefit from it. But simply, it's not an online game, so like pay to win doesn't really matter as much. But you also don't need to spend money
In the game. We'll talk about what I mean by that in a second. But yeah, this game knows exactly how to monetize without being abusive, and it is completely optional. Everything in the game that you can buy, you do not need, and you can get it by just playing the game and not even necessarily having to grind for these things. For example, cat food, the main currency of the game. Every game has their main currency that usually, in most games, you have to pay a buttload of money to actually get, and it really helps you improve in the game. In this case, for example, me, I've been playing the game since release. I have about 16,000 cat food, and that is a ton of cat food. If you put that into real terms, about 1,500 cat food is $40. So I've earned all of that by just playing the game, and that is honestly, that's incredible. I don't think you can.
And by saving. Not a lot of people realize just how much cat food they spend whenever they, spend it immediately. They don't realize how much value it holds. But if you totaled up how much cat food you in total spent, it's a lot. It's a fucking shit ton. And so not a lot of people really realize that, but they are given more than enough resources throughout the game.
Could pinpoint a single other game in mobile gaming that does that. That just gives you the most expensive pay-to-win currency for free, and it's actually obtainable within the game and not like just blatantly exploitative. Genuinely, every single level in the game as well is beatable through free-to-play and skill and time. That's all you need in the game.
Okay, hold up. I want to talk about this. I played a lot of mobile games, but there are a lot of mobile games that give you everything you could possibly wish for right at the beginning, or like with a simple ability of using ads and stuff. kind of like Battle Cats does. However, with other games, it makes it so that you like almost get overpowered. It's like almost too powerful in order to get that stuff. Meanwhile, Battle Cats, since it's a gacha game and it gives you, and the cat food is mainly used for the gacha, then that basically just makes it so that it's RNG. You're not guaranteed to actually get anything all that great, but if you do get something great, that still doesn't carry you through the entire game because there are still difficult stages no matter what units you have. And so Battle Cat just has a good way of not getting super power crept and super overpowered. And right, other games that do the same thing as Battle Cats with the currency and like just giving you free stuff, they tend to get steamrolled because they simply don't have a good balancing system.
There's not a single ounce of money needing to be spent in the game.
Excuse you.
Realistically, the only thing in the game that you actually want to pay for is cat food, and they give you that for basically free by just playing the game. If you're a loyal player of the game, you're getting paid out more cat food, and you don't even have to spend a dime. And that's why it's so impressive, because I've never seen another game, especially mobile game, that has ever done this, or ever probably will do that. You compare that to the likes of Clash of Clans for gems and Raid for all of their premium currencies. And
no, don't start saying download Raid. Not in this stream. I am not sponsored by Raid, and I do not want to be sponsored by Raid. So do not go saying download Raid.
The same comparison. It's oranges and apples, or maybe I should say Titan Cat and Wall Cat. If you get that, Battle Cats. Woo. But yeah, they're great. They give you a ton of free cat food. They give you a ton of rare tickets, which are the hardest.
There probably won't be another game like Battle Cats, but we can hope. But at the same time, why would we hope if Battle Cats just stays relevant, you know?
To get. That's how you get the premium units and the best units, and they give you it all for free during events, during just normal times, download achievements, all sorts of things. So they are fantastic, great dev in terms of generosity and just looking out for the player base. Ads? We talking about ads?
Download Raid. Use
yeah, ads. Hashtag ads.
Yes, we are talking about ads. There's literally none unless you want to watch some, I guess, for free cat food. But even then, you get like 20 cat food. So there's really not any point to even watch ads.
Nah, actually, you watch one ad at a time and you get one cat food per ad. Hey man, how are you, brother? I am good. Hours. How are you?
There's not a single pop-up ad. A W. Right.
What does he mean? Does he mean like video ads? Because I do remember, I think in like the menu screen or something, there are sometimes little ads like that like advertise something, but it's just like not a big part of the game. So, but there are things like that.
Down W. Not a single.
I'll pass on testicular torsion, by the way.
Pop-up ad in the entire game. Most mobile games today, you are watching almost equivalent amounts of ads to the actual gameplay you're playing. You'll play a level, watch ad.
Download Raid.
Compare it to
what a joke.
Mobile app to begin with at this point. You have a app like Duolingo, for example. Duolingo, you finish a lesson, ad.
Download Raid.
Duolingo.
Bro, low-key, maybe I should start using Duolingo, because I only understand English and I barely understand it, so maybe I should start learning other languages.
You want more hearts? Ad.
Download Raid.
Duolingo, you want to just have fun and actually try and practice your language learning skills. I want to learn French. Duolingo, please help me. Ad.
Download Raid.
Units in design.
How many times is that gonna pop up?
We all love goofy cats. We all love goofy units and fun units.
We also love big boobed cats. All right, BB. that's my new definition of BBC. Big boobed cats. Totally doesn't mean another thing.
Mastered, and I mean mastered, the evolution of units and just putting units into the actual game. You have a crazy variety of cats. For example, you have a basic cat. You have the little guy here. This guy right here. Look at him. What a cute little fella. Then you have...
I don't know how cute that is.
The little lightsaber wielding the Darth Vader guy. What a cute...
Yeah, Darth Vader guy with coconut head.
Little guy. Based around Darth Vader, obviously. Another fun thing. And then
Smash pass Cyborg? Pass on Cyborg.
God.
Unfortunately.
God. Yeah.
I'm not interested in women without legs. Sorry to say it, but you know, I'm a thigh guy, so without legs, that would be unfortunate. Also, I'm gonna back up so that I actually understand what he's saying.
God cat.
God cat.
Yeah, that's a bit of a upgrade.
Interesting. What have you?
They are always creative. That's something that I appreciate. Just goes without really saying in the game. The creativity is next to none, and it's so
Spawn
awesome
mushroom.
to see. They just do not run out of ideas. They ask the community for ideas sometimes.
Bro, where's your mushroom spawning? He's immune to wave. Spawn mushroom. God damn it.
Even though those units aren't like that great, but it's still fun to see what people want to see actually in the game. That's really cool. So let's talk about the collab unit, should we? Let's do it. Okay,
Let's do it.
All these animes. I don't watch anime. I don't watch it. If you do, good for you. But yeah, you got the collab
You gonna list
units.
them?
And the collab units, they're really cool. You have Evangelion, Street Fighter, Hatsune Miku.
He said there's anime, and then he proceeded to move on to saying one of the anime they've collabed with, and then a game and a Vocaloid. G, thanks for emphasizing the anime side. Remember, there is also Baki. I think isn't Mystica and Mercstoria? Aren't those both anime? Or are they games? I think Mercstoria might be a game and Mystica might be an anime. Correct me if I'm wrong.
All sorts of things. And it's really just fun to collect the collab units. The collab units never feel forced. There's always levels and stages based around
Mystica Madoka, yeah, that. And Fate Stay Night, that's right.
the units that you can get free units, and they have like gacha for the actual collab. It's very well done. And the final silly goofy unit topic today. For today, we have uber rare cats. Uber rare cats, they are, aside from legend rares, the most powerful units in the game. And what is
Nah, they're honestly stronger than legendaries. Like, depending on the like, if you compare the best Ubers to the best legend rares, the best Ubers I think do beat the best legend rares. So technically, they're like pretty much on the same level whenever it comes to how strong they are, but they are stronger than most Ubers. They are rarer than Ubers though. Yeah, strongest Uber is stronger than the strongest legend. So
unbelievably impressive about these cats is typically, I gotta say typically, I'm looking at you, Fonoa and Kasley.
yeah.
Typically, these units
I guess he
are
is talking
very
about
balanced. They fit into the game properly, and they don't make any levels just insane.
that. Balance. I cannot imagine balance existing. What the fuck is Obsidian? Oh, Obsidian? I do. Just check my chest. Why are you asking me about Minecraft right now? But and Dazzly are balanced. I don't know what he means. Oh yeah, totally.
Insanely way easier. Okie dokie. This is probably the number one
I
reason.
mean, it should be in like the first chest in my house, like not underneath my house. In my house, the first chest on the left, like where my beds are. The first one on the left should have Obsidian in it.
Why this game has such great,
Too confused about damn Battle Cats. Fair.
longevity behind it. And I'm gonna give you the perfect example to this. Bahamut cat.
Uh-huh.
Yes, this cat is the definition of why the Battle Cats is successful. This is a cat that they released unbelievably early on in the stages of this game. This cat has been around since the beginning. You might even call him an OG, Tip Fedor. But he is still relevant 10 years later. And that is honestly just speaking volumes to how much they care about this game and how much they care about these units and still being relevant to this day.
Just because I said beds are an actual item, fucking goddamn it. But yeah, I do agree with what he's saying about Bahamut.
Bahamut Cat, when first released, was just a powerful dragon being that everyone loved, and he's still, to this day,
The original Dragon Emperor.
And throughout the gameplay, he has evolved slowly but surely, and still been relevant every step of
I don't know what you mean by slowly. His talents kind of made him go from doing nothing for ages to being overpowered again. So, like,
the way, as they
well, I don't want to say doing nothing, but like growing not at all. Like, I guess he does get level buffs with stories, but like,
slowly give
you
him
know.
more and more things in the game that actually make sense to give him and not just throw in to try to keep him relevant. He is very much still relevant in today's meta. He has always been a top
Bahamut could be an Uber, an overpowered one still, but he could be an Uber. But he'd be less overpowered because he wouldn't be usable in 4-star. But yeah. What's better, the Bahamut Talented or Supernova Cosmo? Cosmo's worse than Bahamut. Cosmo's worse than Baja Blast. Want to tell me I'm wrong? I mean, just look at rushing. Just look at rushing strat. He's like Bahamut is just literally the definition of falling under the rushing strat now. And now that he's just so overpowered with Blast, even if he dies quickly, he'll get a lot of damage off most of the time, especially if you use him with Thunder Cannon and like other support. So like Baja Blast is probably the strongest unit in the game. And then Can is just under it in terms of best units, just because Can provides much more than just damage, such as money, and I mean even some tanking ability, or like he can essentially work as a meat shield partially. You know what I mean? Like Can just provides a lot more than just damage, and then that's when we start getting into like probably Manicure Racer and then Ubers in terms of like value of a unit. So that's my top three is Baja Blast, Can, Manicure Racer. That's my top three, and then it starts going into Ubers, I'd say.
Cat in this game, and he still is, especially now that they have actually just added one of the brand new mechanics in the game called Explosion. And Explosion essentially made him increase his range while making sure that he is able to do other things well, while patching up some of the things that he originally didn't do well, and the reason that he was slowly evolving out of the game. And the fact that they were able to fix this and put it...
I don't think he was really evolving out of the game. I think he was just getting overshadowed by specialist Ubers. And now, thanks to Blast, it's arguable, even with things like Yukimura as a specialist rusher. But even even before Blast, he was still relevant as a generalist rusher. It just so happens now that he's just overpowered again.
On him and put this mechanic into the game for other units, and not make it unbelievably overpowered, but make it for him so that he is evolving in the game and all the other units are still staying relevant too, is honestly just world class gameplay.
I still think Yukimura is better than Bahamut against Blacks. I still believe that to be true, because Yukimura still has his strengths such as recharge time, such as strength and giving him a lot more damage. Like, maybe not damage per hit, but again, like in general, but against Blacks, far more damage. And so, like, and then, like, Survival Lethal Strike is also valuable because it guarantees that he will get a second opportunity. Meanwhile, Baja Blast can still get one shot. So, like, that's just me, though.
Development. And this goes for a lot of other cats too. The Battle Cats always is adding different mechanics into their game via true forms or ultra forms in this case now, or talents. They always are making sure certain units never fully fade out, with maybe...
Well, Ultraland got Ultra Talons and he still kind of sucks ass, but...
the exception of some collab units, but they still even try to make those a little bit more relevant.
To be fair, that little Baki has Metal Killer, so he has his usage. Just nobody uses him.
And I respect that so much. And this is so big because rarely do you ever feel like all of your units are like locked off from the rest of the game. A lot of games, you progress and certain things are just left behind. They're in the past. It's like your dad went and got milk and now you're done. You're finished, buddy. Chalk it up. But not the Battle Cats. They said, no, dad. We're bringing the milk home. So that's great. So, okie dokie, we've talked about all the artichokes, but we haven't talked about the events, and replayability of this video game.
I wonder if he had the artichoke joke inside of his script. I wonder if that was a scripted joke that he made, because I cannot imagine writing that down on script. I know that's because I'm bad at making scripts, but I think it's funny to imagine him actually writing that down. Okie dokie artichoke on like a Google Doc on the side.
Quite a video game, let me tell you. There is great content rotation inside of the game, from things that appear monthly, to stages that appear on certain days, to stages that might even appear on certain seconds or minutes. I'm looking at you, Bomber Cat, you sexy little black boy. Wait.
That's crazy.
Wait. What? What? Hold on. What did bro say? First video and I'm canceled. But back on the stages, you have incredible cycling stages.
Wait, this is his first video? Crazy.
Have enough content to keep you playing, but never so much that you're burned out entirely. It's never like, okay, there's 70 stages. I have to get them done. There's never that.
I will say, saying that you won't get burnt out from Battle Cats is kind of just wrong. Like, I know he's probably specifically talking about, like, events like Towers and stuff, but you will get burnt out from Battle Cats if you keep playing it every day. you will get burnt out. That's just how that works. So like, feel free to take breaks throughout your Battle Cats thing because like, you can still log in every day. You just don't have to actually play the game because you'll definitely burn yourself out if you force yourself to play when there's not really anything to do or nothing you can do and stuff like that. Like that's just how every game works. Is that you will get burnt out if you play it enough. Unfortunately, as somebody that's gotten burnt out from a lot of games just simply because I was like, oh, I want to play this game, and I just keep playing it over and over and over again, I've burnt myself out way too quickly. So, yeah. Judge grinding is making you burnt out. Fair enough.
There's like 2 stages maybe per day, especially when you're in the mid game. Once you get to the end game, you've completed a lot of stuff, but there's still stuff to do. It's unbelievable. There's a good amount of
There's actually more stuff being added every update for late and end game than, well, I say late game, end game. End game is by far the most rewarded place in the game because you get to keep up with ZL, which they're creating at least 1 chapter per update. And so you're getting more content than pretty much anybody else, whenever you're that far into the game.
stages to complete, but never anything that's like, oh my god, what do I do? I'm overwhelmed. I'm starting to get burnt out playing 897,000 cat levels. Hey kids, do you like gambling? So do I. Gacha system.
He spelled it wrong. He spelled it wrong.
So do I. Gotcha.
I love spelling gotcha as gotcha
system.
I'm sorry.
So the Battle
I don't have cringy scripts like he does.
System in it. You have normal tickets, which you get basically for just logging in and playing normal stages. These are your basic cats that just get plus levels to make them slowly stronger. And then you have
ZL probably won't be finished until like 2 years from now, honestly.
Your rare tickets and legend tickets and platinum tickets, which give you a lot better cats. This is where you get your things like your uber rares, your legend rares, and so on. And from there on, it's pretty good. It's just enough gambling to scratch the itch, you know? It's like a little needle in your brain that's just scratching around. But it is not,
I mean, that is what gambling
like
is.
a lot of other gambling systems.
Well, it's still not exactly fair because anything that like doesn't guarantee thing, it's still gambling, right? Gambling is never fair. But Battle Cats at least does have limited time events that like increase the chance or give you guarantee Uber and stuff. So
always give you enough pity items, pity freebie things, so you're always gambling just normally and not actually having to pay for the gambling. So is it really gambling? I guess. But
God, you're really gonna make me hydrate in the middle of a reaction?
At the same time, it is a system in which they want you to gamble, but not actually be exploited by gambling in the game. And I think that's a very important, distinct difference when talking about gambling and RNG in certain games. You can get lucky in the game, but you're not doomed if you do not actually get lucky in the game. It's very different, you know? But let's also be honest with ourselves for a minute. Yeah, we do actually love throwing our money away for cats with titties. Admit it. I see you. Don't lie. So with all of these things
wait, what
said,
the fuck did that just say?
I see you. Don't lie. So with
I'm not
all
gonna
of these
comment
things
that.
said, let's discuss what other games can actually learn
But I agree.
from the Battle Cats if they want to reach the pinnacle of mobile gaming as well. Some important things to learn, and I'm gonna go through a quick checklist. 1. Please respect your player's time. The Battle Cats does this.
This is not what I look like, by the way.
It doesn't feel like you have to play the game. It's you play the game because you want to play the game, and that says volumes. Also, don't drown your players in ads or paywalls because nobody likes being exploited by their money. We're in the big 2025. I don't have money. I'm broke, sitting here right now, recording this on my toaster.
Relatable.
And last but not least, the last thing other games could learn is just keep your gameplay engaging and fresh and stupidly fun. Like, there are so many games that they just get to a point and it's like, this is just not cutting it for me. It's like
Okay. I can tell he's not a game designer. Want to know why? Because we get it. We do hate ads, but you want to know why Battle Cats can afford to not do so many ads? Is because it's got such a big fan base already that they are getting paid enough to not have to enforce ads. They have people paying them. They have people watching the ads for the small amount of cat food. They have people choosing to spend money on the game enough to justify not forcing ads. Most mobile games that are being created nowadays do not have that kind of ability. So new mobile games almost have to have those forced upon ads so that they can actually stay functional. Because remember, games do in fact have to pay in order to keep their game up. They have, like, I'm fairly certain that's the way they work, is that you have to pay in order to keep your game up and like on the internet and like available to be played or whatever. Like, there's a reason why games get taken down. If a game doesn't have the ability to maintain their game, it will get taken down, and that is what ads are there for. So, I get that we hate ads, but most games can't do that off rip. Battle Cats is the way it is now thanks to its community, not because it was born this way. So, Battle Cats had a lot of help whenever it came to that. So, like, it's not, it's not so easy as to just not force ads. So
relationship. It's not working out, buddy. Sorry, but not the Battle Cats. I'm smooching the Battle Cats. I've been laying the Battle Cats for 10 years straight now, and we're in a happy-go-lucky relationship. We're going to Switzerland next year.
damn, he and Battle Cats is in a happier relationship than I can ever be in. Whatever.
Ask him. He knows. The Battle Cats
I think he's seen some
isn't
shit.
just a meme, though. It is a masterclass in mobile game design.
It's basically a meme, though.
Mobile gaming overall in general. It is an unbelievable game, an unbelievable small company that listened to its players, listened to its community, and always does.
Well, it sometimes listens to its community. Ponos doesn't always listen to us.
Best for the game.
Just saying.
Over anything else, over making money. They don't want money to take my money. I want to give it to you.
Well, if you got that backwards, Nami is a girl, Nagi is a guy.
Because you've made an unbelievable game. And they still say, no, we want to make you an incredible game. And I don't think that's a single thing. Any other game or almost any other company you could say that to at this point in time. But with all that said, this really is a love letter to one of my favorite mobile games and really just overall games in general of all time. This silly cat right here.
That's fair. I think a lot of people can agree with this, but I'll let him finish up his video before I say anything else.
And he's going to shape a lot of other kids' childhoods because this game is not going anywhere. That's why Battle Cats is the perfect mobile game.
Download.
I like how... Oh, also another download raid joke. I do... Wait, this is classified as outro. Intro. He actually classified his video. Damn, he puts more effort into his videos than I do. Damn, I do not... Give this guy some love. You know what? Subscribe, like, love it. But I do wanna say, I don't think you should advertise it as a kid's game. I mean, I guess if you classify a kid as 13 years old, then sure, but it's really... I mean, I guess if you're like 10 years old, it's fine, but it's not a kid's game, you know what I mean? It's not the same as like Temple Run. It's not the same as Subway Surfers. It's just not... It's not that simple. Can you react to the video link I put in the Discord? It's a minute long. Sure, after I finish up this YouTube video. But like I just like it is a really good game. Battle Cats is a really good game. I don't know if it's necessarily perfect because it does have its problems, but like it's that kind of thing where like it's a really good game. It's about as close to perfect as you'll get from a mobile game, because mobile games have a much lower bar than real computer games. So I wouldn't say it's anywhere near a best game of all time. But I will say it is probably one of the best mobile games out there, and it definitely deserves it. So YouTube, I hope you're happy with this reaction, because I hope I didn't talk over him too much. I also hope I didn't pause too much. But if you did enjoy, please do come back for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Wait, no, peace. Fuck, you guys got me to say piss. God damn it.